Today, we're uncovering the silent sales killers that sneak into your copy and quietly tank your results, especially when you're scaling to 7 figures and need your messaging to work hard for you. You know, it's not always the obvious stuff that is sabotaging your sales. Sometimes it's the stuff you think sounds right that's actually holding people back from saying yes. Welcome to 7 Figure Copy, the show where I teach you how to create powerful strategic messaging so you can attract high-paying clients and scale your business to the next level with ease. I'm Gina Whitehouse, your expert conversion copywriter, and this podcast is for ambitious, value-driven female entrepreneurs like you who are ready to scale from 6 to 7 figures without sacrificing what matters most: your values, your time, and your family. In each episode, we'll dive into the art of crafting persuasive words for high-converting websites and sales pages, and you'll learn strategic copy techniques so you attract premium clients and boost your revenue. This podcast was created to help you tackle the challenges of balancing family life and business growth as you take your business to the next level. If you're ready to add a trusted partner to your team, making sure your message is compelling, consistent, and impactful, then you're in the right place. Welcome back to 7 Copy. My name is Gina Whitehouse. I'm your expert conversion copywriter. And you probably know already that this season is all about one thing, and that's getting your client or customer to say yes. We want to talk about what makes someone say it and what silently pushes them towards a no. So in today's episode, we're getting into those sneaky, subtle copy mistakes that feel fine on the surface, but actually kill conversions underneath. And if your offer is amazing and your design is strong, but your results still feel flat, then this episode is for you. These silent sales killers, they are not all loud. And what I mean by that is that they are not all obvious. As we get started here, I want to tell you that some of the biggest conversion problems I see aren't actually typos or bad formatting. In fact, it may have to do with the tone, the order, or the way your message may make someone feel. Now, from your point of view, you're polished, you're professional, right? But if your copy plays it too safe, which we're going to talk about, it's not going to move people. And if it doesn't move them, then it doesn't convert them. So let's talk about what those mistakes actually may look like. Okay, we are going to get into the 4 silent sales killers that I see all the time, especially on sales pages that should be converting better, all right? Silent sales killer number 1 is playing it too safe. So what does it mean to play it too safe? You know, here I like to give a lot of examples. So here I'm going to give you 2 examples of what playing it safe may sound like. First one, get the clarity you need to grow your business. And second example, step into confidence and scale with ease. The problem with both of these examples is that they are just too vague. Yes, they are polished, but they're not persuasive, right? There's a difference between having something sound good and polished, and then actually having it persuade someone to buy. So I want to give you an example of persuasive messaging. Let's say that as a copywriter, my intention is to show you the value of customized, done for you copy. So instead of saying words or using this phrase, follow me here, instead of saying this, use the words on your sales page to confidently sell and scale your business with ease. Instead, a more persuasive statement would be, stop second-guessing every word on your sales page and scale your business with clear, conversion-focused copy you trust. This statement works because it really paints the emotional reality that my ideal client is going through. You know, they are second-guessing what they've written. It also offers a clear shift in how the words are written. So in that statement, it focuses on the statement that I wrote or what I said to you, which is conversion-focused copy you trust. And then it ties it to the bigger goal she has, which is scaling her business. So you notice in this statement, I add all those things together. So I'm going to read it to you one more time. It said, stop second-guessing every word on your sales page and scale your business with clear, conversion-focused copy you trust. Your premium buyer, your premium client, customer, they need specifics. They don't need something vague because something vague is just not going to move them, right? They also need an emotional connection, and your ideal client needs to see how it brings her closer to her desired vision or life. So if you take anything from this first silent killer, I want you to remember that clarity beats clever every time. The more clear you can be, the less vague, it's going to win over being clever or cute in your copy, okay? So if you say stay safe, it just doesn't sell well. What sells well is clear, persuasive copy. So if you want to actually see more examples of clear, persuasive copy, I want you to go to the Yes Vault and watch video 1, which is titled What Outdated Copy Looks Like and What to Say Instead. All right. I'm giving you examples of what vague, outdated copy looks like and what updated persuasive copy looks like. So don't miss out on that. I can keep reading examples, to you while you're listening here, but sometimes you just need to see it. And I know it could be very difficult, especially if you're like me. I listen to podcasts while I'm walking around my neighborhood loop or while I'm in the car. And sometimes you just need to see it in front of you. So if you go to the Yes Vault, you can unlock that by going to whitehouse.sm// the Yes Vault, or going to the show notes, and you'll be able to access that video that will actually show you what clear, persuasive copy looks like. Silent sales killer number 2 is actually leading with the what instead of the why. And I call this the classic, here's what's included trap. And what this is if you have a sales page and you just go and start listing all of the things that's included, all the things that they're going to get when they buy your product, your offer, your service, your course, whatever it is. This may look like, for example, you saying, you're going to get 6 modules, 3 templates, and a private Slack group with me. Okay, that's fine, right? But that's not really actually why people buy. People buy because they want a result. They want a change. They want a transformation. They want a promise. They want to know that their life is going to change 3 months from now, 6 months, 1 year from now, or after working with you or after buying your product. So that's where I want you to start. I want you to lead with the problem that they want solved and then paint the life that they want on the other side. Now, these other things that I call the deliverables, the what's, they are absolutely important, but they're going to come later. Okay. They're going to come later after your ideal client or ideal customer actually believes that the thing you're offering is a thing that will actually work. If you've ever thought, I know my offer helps people, but I'm not sure if my sales page is motivating people to buy, I want you to know right now that you are not alone. Let's get you from second guessing every word to selling your service, product, or program with confidence and clarity ASAP. Today, I'm inviting you to book a 30-minute complimentary copy chat with me to find out whether you need a strategic copy audit of your existing sales page or if you need a newly written, high-converting, done-for-you sales page. Let's make your offer sell easier, attract the right fit people, and make them think, how did she get in my head? Go to the show notes to book your call today or go to my website at whitehousesm.com. All right, let's move on to silent sales killer number 3. This is when you have no flow or structure. Okay, so if your sales page just stacks sections together with no clear path, you are going to lose people. All right, hear me again. You're going to lose people. Great copy, it leads the reader somewhere. It's a journey. It guides them from curiosity, wondering like, is this for me, to clarity, which is yes or no, this is not for me. Okay, and then it leads them to a commitment. So it's a journey that should be structured to overcome objections and build belief in the offer along the way. So remember that. It needs to be structured to overcome objections, 1, and 2, to build belief. So if your sales page reads like a brochure or a restaurant menu, it's not doing its job. In fact, a high converting sales page has up to 13 strategic copy elements, or you can think of them as sections, okay? And a landing page might only need 3 or 4, but a sales page is like a guided tour, and all 13 sections have a role to play. So if you feel like you're not getting many conversions from the sales page that you put together, you may not have a very good flow to your sales page. The structure might not be there. That customer journey may be a little jolted, like it's not in the right order, and you may be missing one of those 13 strategic elements that bring people on that journey and get them to either a yes or a no answer. Okay, it's time to hit our last silent sales killer, and that is selling the product instead of the vehicle. Now, this one is especially sneaky, and it's where a lot of entrepreneurs lose trust without even realizing it. So if you go straight into selling your product on your sales page, you go straight into your product, your process, or yourself, trying to sell yourself before you've established that transformation or bigger vision, The result is skepticism. And why? Because it feels like a pitch and no one likes a sales pitch. I know I don't. I don't like to just walk in somewhere and just feel like someone is selling to me right away, right? You don't feel that way either, or you probably feel that way like I do. So what we need to do instead is to lead with the vehicle. And the vehicle is the idea or method that carries your audience from where they are to where they want to be. This is what I call your authority anchor statement. I actually talked about it in season 1 of the podcast, and it's episode 9, and it's titled The Most Forgotten Homepage Element That Positions You as the Expert and How to Use It. So after you're done listening to this, go and listen to that episode because you also need an authority anchor statement on your sales page. This is so important to include because it's how you show your audience that you understand their problem and that you've built something around solving it that's different than anyone else. The authority anchor statement helps you build trust because you're not actually selling you. You're selling a unique path that's going to get them there. And it's the difference between saying, high converting persuasive copy is the most effective way to capture the attention of your ideal clients and customers and compel them to invest in your product, service, or offer. I know that was a mouthful. That's a statement for my homepage, okay? It's the difference between saying that or saying, working with Gina Whitehouse is the most effective way to capture the attention of your ideal clients and customers and compel them to invest in your product, service, or offer. Okay. So imagine if I led with the working with Gina Whitehouse is the most effective way to ... You would tune out fast. And in fact, if you sell yourself right away, like I just did right there, you cause skepticism. So instead, what I want you to do is I want you to sell the vehicle that's going to get them to where they want to go. And in my instance here with my authority anchor statement, the vehicle is actually high converting persuasive copy. It's not working with Gina Whitehouse. Okay. It's having high converting persuasive copy. That's the most effective way to capture the attention of your ideal clients and customers and compel them to buy. So what you do is you have that statement, you sell that vehicle, and then you go back and you introduce yourself as the guide who is going to use that vehicle to get them there. So I want to zoom out for a second. Okay, let's do that. Right now, we're in what a lot of marketers are calling a trust recession, and people are really more skeptical than ever. They're not just skeptical of big brands, but of small businesses too. Why? Because they've been burned. They've bought that course that overpromised. They've joined that group that fizzled out. They've followed that expert who said all the right things but didn't deliver. So now your audience is showing up guarded, even if they want what you're selling. So what that means is that when you lead with yourself with that work with me or my program or my method, you're triggering their defenses, not because you're untrustworthy, but it's just because their brain goes, oh no, not again. So this is why your messaging has to lead with a vehicle, because when you do that, they stop bracing for a pitch and they start believing that maybe this time something will actually work. And that's the power of positioning. That's the power of trust building. And that's how you quietly turn that maybe into a yes. It's kind of like walking into a car dealership. And have you done that? The salesperson immediately comes up and says, you should buy this model. It's the best. And I'm the top salesperson here. Well, it doesn't matter, right, how good that car is. You're already skeptical because they've skipped the why the car might actually be right for you. They're just going right into the sale. They're not actually telling you why maybe this make and this model might be right for you. So imagine instead they say something like, well, if you're looking for something that can handle snowy mountain roads, but still give you great gas mileage, let me show you something that's been working best for families just like yours. So after you've heard this second pitch, right, about how this model can handle snowy mountain roads and it's been working for a lot of families just like you, you've heard that different tone, you're more receptive to it, and now you might be actually leaning in, right, because you feel seen, you feel heard. You trust that maybe they're not just trying to sell you something, that's trying to actually guide you to the right thing for you. So that's what your copy needs to do. It needs to sell the vehicle. Then you're going to go in and introduce yourself as that trusted expert who knows how to drive it. So if any of these silent sales killers are hitting a little too close to home, I don't want you to stress, and I want you to know you're not behind. You're just at the point where you're ready for a sharper strategy. And that's exactly what's waiting for you inside the Yes Vault. If your copy feels a little off, but you're not sure what's wrong, I want you to start with video 1. You'll hear what outdated, low converting messaging actually sounds like and looks like and what to say instead. If you want to know exactly which elements your sales page needs to turn browsers into buyers, then I want you to watch a video 2, because that will break down the 4 elements that you really can't afford to miss on your sales page. And if your offer is great, but it's still not selling, I want you to watch video 3, because it's going to help you go from good to irresistible copy so you can finally speak to the level your business is already operating at, or the level that you want to be at. So all of that's waiting for you inside the Yes Vault for just $14. You can go to the show notes to get access to it, or you can go to whitehousesm.com/the Yes Vault to get instant access today. So here's your challenge for this week. I want you to pull up one of your sales pages and ask these 4 questions. First, am I playing it safe, or am I being specific? Second, am I leading with the transformation, or am I jumping right into the features and the deliverables of what I'm offering? Third question, does this page guide the reader, or does it just list info? And the fourth question, am I selling myself or the product first, or am I actually selling the vehicle and then introducing myself as the guide? Small tweaks lead to big shifts, and that yes that you've been waiting for, it's often just one message away. So next week, we're going to actually dive into objections. I'm excited to talk about this, and we're going to talk about why objections are actually a good thing and how to use them to your advantage and how to handle them without sounding defensive in your sales copy. So I'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of 7-Figure Copy. If you've enjoyed the show, don't forget to leave a 5-star review on your favorite platform and follow me on Instagram for more insights. Can you think of one female entrepreneur or small business owner right now who could benefit from listening to this podcast? Please share this episode with them. And if you're ready to hand off the copy for your website, emails, and sales pages, head over to www.whitehousesm.com to book a complimentary copy chat with me. Let's partner together to take your business to the next level.